Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're opening up your sources on leadership, on strategy, and really tackling one of the biggest tensions I think any leader faces. It's that struggle between the vision you create and the vision you receive. We live in this age that just glorifies the innovator, right?
Yeah.
The self-made genius. Every company, every nonprofit, they spend so much time crafting the perfect vision statement. We're obsessed with being the architects of our own future.
Right.
But when you look at the truly transformative leaders, especially in the biblical narrative, you see they played by a totally different set of rules.
A different code entirely.
Exactly. They weren't celebrated for inventing a vision. They were honored for stewarding one that came from somewhere else. I mean, Moses didn't brainstorm the Exodus.
And Paul didn't pivot to the Gentile mission because he saw a market opportunity.
No. And that paradox is, I think, the core of what we're exploring today. Let's call it the visionary's dilemma.
That's a great way to put it. Our mission here for you, the learner, is to really draw a clear line between being an architect of outcomes, someone who designs and owns the success, and becoming a steward of revelation, someone who just humbly implements a divine design.
That distinction feels critical.
Oh, it is, because it completely shifts your focus. I mean, if you think vision is something you have to create, you're living under this crushing weight of authorship. It's all on you.
Right.
But if you understand it's something you discern, you get this incredible freedom. The resources, the timing, the success, it all belongs to the author. It changes you from owner to a listener.
Okay, that makes sense conceptually, but let's make it practical. If a leader has a really strong sense of purpose, a genuinely good idea, how do you tell if it's a revelation from God or just, a product of your own ambition?
Well, a God-given vision is, at its core, a revelation. It's more than just a smart plan. It's an unveiling a shared understanding of God's will for a specific moment. And because it comes from outside of us, it has a power we just can't manufacture on our own.
So what's the danger of the other side, this self-sourced ambition?
The danger is that it almost always focuses on building what shines instead of what endures. Ambition pushes us toward things you can measure quickly. Bigger numbers, more impressive buildings, public praise. And those projects can look amazing. But if they're built on a human foundation, they often lack, spiritual durability.
We see that all the time.
We do. Ministries that crumble when the big personality leaves. Programs that are super relevant for 5 minutes but have no eternal weight.
That distinction between shining and enduring is so key. Because a vision you source yourself. It's capped by your own capacity, right?
Always.
Your money, your energy, your intelligence isn't going to run out. It's fragile. But a vision from divine revelation, it seems to have this seed of supernatural power built into it.
Yes. It requires intervention.
Which means its durability isn't based on the leader's finite strength, but on God's infinite faithfulness.
Exactly.
So if we agree that the right posture is receiving, not creating, how do you actually do that? Where's the roadmap?
Well, this is where we turn straight to Habakkuk, chapter 2. It's truly the foundational text for this whole idea.
A masterclass in divine vision.
It is, because Habakkuk gives us the prerequisite, the thing you have to do first. The prophet is so troubled by all the chaos around him, but he doesn't start a protest. He doesn't write a manifesto.
What does he do?
He goes to the watchtower. He says, I will stand at my watch. I will look to see what he will say to me.
So the first job of a leader isn't to be a general.
No. It's to be a sentinel, a watchman on the wall. Your first strategic move is just humble, expectant waiting. Positioning yourself to see what God is saying, not just planning what you want to do.
And once that glimpse comes, the command is immediate and it's operational. Write the vision, make it plain.
A dual imperative.
Yeah, and that first part, the act of writing,
Uh-huh.
that's crystallization, isn't it? It takes a powerful, maybe fleeting spiritual moment and makes it a tangible earthly mandate.
It safeguards it from distortion. How often does a powerful moment in prayer just get watered down by self-doubt or outside pressure?
All the time.
Writing it down gives you a benchmark, a true north to judge everything against.
And then the second part, making it plain.
This is the critical leadership piece. It has to be plain so that he may run who reads it.
So no jargon.
No. If the vision is ambiguous or only understood by the executive team, it paralyzes everyone else. A plain, clear vision empowers people. They don't have to guess. They can just run.
But then comes the part that just torpedoes most modern plans. The timing, verse 3. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. Though it tarries, wait for it.
Ugh, that phrase, though it tarries, wait for it. That is just brutal for any results-driven leader.
Oh, absolutely.
We are wired for speed, for acceleration, but God's visions so often involve these seasons of, well, what feels like slowness.
And that waiting isn't a delay, is it? It's preparation.
It's preparation of the people, the resources, and maybe most importantly, of the leader's own character. A leader has to be as faithful in the waiting as they are in the working.
So if you're straining every muscle just to keep it alive.
You might be trying to sustain your own plan, a
Yeah.
God-given vision. You trust that it will not lie and will surely come. You don't have to force it.
Okay, to make this more concrete, let's look at how this played out. You have these three biblical models, these conduits.
Yes.
Let's start with Moses, the deliverer. His vision wasn't some dream he'd had since childhood. It was a terrifying, unsolicited, divine summons at a burning bush.
Exactly. And what's so crucial is why God gives the vision. It's anchored not in the politics of the moment, but in covenant faithfulness.
Right.
God says, I have seen the affliction of my people. I remember my covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The vision isn't new. It's the activation of an ancient promise.
And Moses' reaction is just classic reluctance. He doesn't say, great plan, let's go. He says, who am I?
I'm slow of speech. And God's response is the key. It's not about Moses' skills. It's, I will be with you. The vision was so huge, it required God to show up every single day.
That's a good sign it's from him.
It's a key sign.
Okay, next, Nehemiah, the rebuilder. His story shows how a big global problem can become a specific, holy burden for one person.
Yes. His vision didn't start with a blueprint. It started with overwhelming grief. He hears the walls of Jerusalem are broken down, and he just sits down and weeps and fasts and prays for days.
That anguish became the assignment.
It transformed into this tangible mission. Rebuild the walls. And he blended divine faith with incredible practical strategy. He surveyed the damage at night. He was systematic.
But when the opposition came, when they tried to distract him,
His focus was absolute. I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. The focus was always on God's glory, not just the carpentry.
and finally Paul, the missionary.
Mhm.
His life just perfectly shows the durability of a God-given vision. I mean, Paul had a self-sourced plan before Damascus. Kill the church. And that ambition was just radically reoriented by a flash of light, a divine interruption.
And his new vision was audacious, taking the message of Christ to the Gentiles. That went against everything in his background.
The endurance is what's just. It's staggering. You read 2 Corinthians 11, the list of afflictions.
He wasn't just inconvenienced. He was beaten, stoned, shipwrecked, left for dead, repeatedly.
No human ambition survives that.
No way. No matter how inspiring it seems at the start, it just doesn't have the fuel for that kind of suffering. The fact that he kept running proves the power source was divine.
It wasn't his willpower.
Not at all. It was conviction in the one who commissioned him.
Okay, so these models make it clear, but they also show the process is messy. Which brings us to the challenge for you, the learner. That line between divine desire and self-driven aspiration is so fine.
It's incredibly subtle, and personal ambition is sneaky. It can disguise itself as being prudent or having good business sense or, and this is the most common one, comparing your success to what someone else is doing.
So we need some tools. We need to move from the comfort of the whiteboard, where we plan what we think is feasible,
To the vulnerability of the watchtower, where we wait to see what's impossible without God.
So let's break down these three tests from the sources. The first one is the who test. This is the motive check.
Right. And ambition is always fundamentally about the personal brand. It asks, how will this build my ministry? How will this grow my platform?
But genuine vision flips that question entirely.
It asks, how will this glorify God? And the acid test is this. If your name were never attached to it, would you still do it with the same passion?
Oof, if you hesitate.
You're probably dealing with ambition.
That one hits at the core of the ego. Okay,
Right.
the second filter is the what test. This is about the origin.
Exactly. Ambition often bubbles up from market research. I see a gap in the market. I have a great idea. Vision bubbles up from a holy burden. It starts in prayer, in scripture, in weeping over injustice like Nehemiah. It comes from listening, not calculating. The origin point tells you everything.
And the third, which seems so counterintuitive today, is the how test, the power check.
Yeah, because we prize good plans and solid funding.
And we should. But ambition relies only on those human resources. It says, we can do this if we get the grant, if we hire the right team.
Vision, on the other hand, relies on divine resources. It asks a different question. Is this vision so big that it actually requires a miracle? Does it require God to show up for it to succeed?
So if you can accomplish it all on your own with a tight operational plan.
It might be a good idea, but it might not be his idea. The power test is the safeguard. If you can do it alone, it doesn't need him.
Wow. This all just boils down to trust and patience, doesn't it?
It does.
Right.
Focus on faithfulness, not just results. Ambition demands immediate gratification. Divine vision requires trust through the delay.
What a profound shift. I mean, the freedom in that is immense. You're called to be a steward of a legacy, not an originator of a trend. You're anchoring your life to something unshakable.
And that's the deeper theological anchor. Vision is always linked to God's immutable promises. He isn't giving you a random task. He's revealing a piece of his eternal plan.
So it's consistent with his character.
Always. His justice, his mercy, his love, it all points toward the fulfillment of his covenants. It's why Paul could write that all of God's promises are yes in Christ. Your vision isn't an isolated experiment. It's part of a promise that's already been secured.
That's the moral compass for the steward.
That's it.
So here's our final thought for you to carry forward from this.
Yeah.
The highest calling for a leader today, it's not actually to be innovative, it's to be attentive. So stop staring at that blank whiteboard, feeling the pressure to invent the next big thing. Turn your chair, get on your knees, position yourself on the watchtower, and look to the one who has already written the plan. Then, and only then, pick up the pen and write the vision plane.